What is good, YouTube? My name is Ash Porter and welcome back to the channel. This week's non-fiction book vlog is this: The Happiness Advantage by Shawn Achor. I'm guessing that's how you say it, right? I have heard about this book everywhere. I don't actually really know what it's about apart from the 7 principles that fuel success and performance at work. So there you go. But I've seen this recommended everywhere. There's been a number of books like The Slight Edge and stuff like that, that in the back they've had sections like other recommended reading, and this has been one of them, and so I'm excited to read it. It's been on my list a while. And just to give you a quick rundown of what this book will probably be about, I'm just going to read the blurb quickly. And it says, from his work with thousands of Fortune 500 executives worldwide and one of the largest studios of happiness and potential ever conducted, a studio of happiness, interesting, Harvard lecturer Shawn Achor explains how in a world of increasing workload, stress and negativity, you can become more positive in order to gain the competitive edge. Let's dig into it. So my first morning reading this book, it was pretty mad, because he basically has like a 30-page intro into his work. So he's got the 7 things which, I don't know why I held 5 fingers up. My other hands are busy. My other fingers are busy holding the camera. But there's 7 things and practical ways of basically increasing your baseline level of happiness, which I'm really interested to read. Because at first, if you're anything like me, you're probably a bit cynical about that. But having read this introduction, it's so clear. 1, this guy is passionate about this. He lives this. He breathes it. 2, he's done this all over the world with all types of different people in all different scenarios and situations, and he's seeing it work. And 3, it's well researched. This isn't just some geezer who's got a theory and has written a book about it. He's literally been researching this for years and years and years, and there's a reason it's so successful, and his work is so well known. And so it just makes me really excited to read the rest of the book. Even just starting off, it's really interesting him pointing out that for so long, so much research was about negative stuff. It's all about negative psychology. How do we fix the broken? And it wasn't studying the good stuff, the positive, the elites, the people who are flying. And that's what he's trying to change. And he's trying to create a positive outlook and positive psychology and stuff. And so that's really exciting. And yeah, I'm just really excited to read the rest of the book. I thought it was such a strong introduction. The 2 major things today to highlight are this. First of all, happiness actually boosts our performance and what we do in our productivity and how creative we are. And so that's why he's such an advocate of this, is that he genuinely believes through his research, what he's seen and done, that happiness boosts performance and that it does give you an advantage in all different areas of life, whether it's family, marriage, your workplace, your goals, achievements, whatever it is, it can boost our performance. And then the second thing is that this idea about how we perceive our reality is so important. And he talks about how, the brain only has limited capacity and it can only process so much. And so if negative stuff is controlling that space, you're only going to experience negative things. Whereas if we can change the momentum, shift the weight around to try and focus on happiness more and all the those things that go with happiness, that's again going to benefit us in the long term, isn't it? Because then it's going to lead to advantages. So the one thing from today I want to highlight is this really simple but incredible concept, I think called the Pygmalion concept. I'm not sure I've kind of forgotten his name. It's like a Greek sculptor or something. It's like a myth, a Greek or Roman myth. I can't remember. But anyway, the concept is basically this, that how we believe in people, how we perceive people comes to life. So if you're a leader and you see loads of potential in those you're leading and you express that and you see that and you envision that's going to take root and it's going to take place and they're going to grow and they're going to grow into that potential. And I love this concept because it's all about, especially as leaders, which is something I really care about and I really value, because I want to be a great leader, whether it's in my family, my friendship group, my workplace, whatever it is. Our belief in people makes a difference. How we treat them, how we see them, how we perceive them, it makes a difference in their lives and how they achieve and react and the happiness they gain. So today I actually covered 2 of the 7 principles, or 1.5. And so we're looking at the principle one first of like failing up. And so this is just quite simple. You know, when we come to moments of crisis, of failure, of struggle, there are 3 options. There are to go around in a circle, staying in the same place. There is to fall down, go downwards. But what he's arguing is that there's that third option, to fail upwards, to go on that upwards path, to use the struggle to motivate you and inspire you and push you further. And then the 5th principle, I think it's number 5, yeah, principle 5, the Zorosphere, is all about taking control a bit and actually having a limited circle in those moments of crisis, where all those moments of lack of control, maybe thinking, okay, what can I actually take control of? What can I achieve right now? What are those small steps that allow you, that over time compound and become bigger and bigger, but those things that will give you a bit of happiness, a bit of achievement from doing them. Today, I actually read, although it is only like 30 something pages, I covered almost 3 principles, the end of the 5th one, the 6th, and then the start of the 7th one. But I think the things I want to take away is small steps can lead to big successes. So going on principle 5, yeah, that idea that the small things we do, they add up, they tot up over time. And the 6th principle is basically all about habits. He called it the 20-second rule, which I really like. So good habits, make sure they are accessible and easily doable in under 20 seconds, or like starting in under 20 seconds. Bad habits, things you want to get rid of, make it hard to start. It's just like all this habits have. I actually made a video all about habit formation, which I'll put in the description, which you can check out. And then principle 7, I'm just starting this, but he says this amazing thing that's basically social relations are the single greatest investment we can ever make. And it's particularly towards getting the happiness advantage. There you go. That's a lot of good stuff. I'm excited to finish the book tomorrow. So I just finished this, did my final session of reading. And I think the thing that I want to point out from this one, because there's a lot in this, again, it's about social ties, social interaction. But this crazy stat, which he talks about some psychologists or people who've done some research. I didn't write down their names, but it's in the book. But pretty much there are like circle of influence, or they call it like our area where we can like have the ripple effect can work, right, is about 1,000 people on average. So there's about 1,000 people, whether we realize it or not, that our actions can influence. And he's saying that's why the happiness advantage is so important, because it's not just about you. It's not just about me trying to change the way I think and live and try and, become happier. It's about the fact that then can have a knock-on ripple effect, just like he describes it like the butterfly effect, that could potentially affect up to 1,000 other people. How crazy is that? So it's not just about you or me. It's about how it can help other people as well. Really enjoyed this book. I'm going to do a summary now. And there we go, The Happiness Advantage by Shawn Achor. I hope I'm saying that right, Achor, yeah, whatever. But this was good, Like, again, books like, I think when you see a book like The Happiness Advantage, I didn't say this at the start, but I probably should have done. You can be a little bit skeptical, You can be like, oh, really? Is this just going to be one of those self-help, oh, I'm going to make you really happy, oh, but actually, I feel like his 7 principles were really practical, really good, and I can see how they help, especially the final principle, the fact that that idea of social ties are so important to our happiness, and it was so full of research examples and ideas and just evidence for it that being true, basically. And so I really, really enjoyed that. And I also really liked the notion at the end about how, we have this ripple effect, that actually it's not just about us, it's about the fact that it can affect up to 1,000 other people, or even more, like you trying to live a lifestyle that is from this. And I just think it's a great place. The book starts in a great place where success doesn't lead to happiness. Happiness and fulfillment, they lead to success. That's such a great place to be, to live in, to remember that you don't have to be successful to be happy. It actually, often happiness will lead to success. Because you're happy, you're going to do good at stuff. And so I really, honestly, do recommend this book. I can see why it's so highly rated. I can see why people rave about it. But I think the biggest thing to take away is, and he warns about this a lot in the book, that it's one thing having head knowledge, and now for me, it's one thing knowing all this stuff, right? Having read it, having read about the principles and how to gain the happiness advantage. But it's a whole other thing implementing it into your life. And you know, that's going to be the challenge, isn't it? Can I implement this? Can you implement, if you've read this or you're going to read this, can you implement what is in this into your life? Can you gain the happiness advantage? I certainly hope I can. I know I do a few of these things already, but I'm going to really concentrate on some of those ones I'm weak at. And yeah, I really, really like this book. But if you have enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. I've been Ash Porter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.